Instagram.
Should be good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. What's up, everybody? It's Will
and Chris
from The High Five and Knuckles Up, and we are here live with Ursula Askey coming up to Knuckles Up 4. We are super excited. September 14th at the Barrymore Film Center in Fort Lee, New Jersey, our 4th installment of Knuckles Up. Ursula, thank you so much for coming on. I'm just going to get right to it. To let the people know, how is training going for your big left-handed super match with Ayane Takenaka?
Training is going very good. I'm training extra hard and very thoughtful of my left arm. All of a sudden, I have this like new mind to arm connection because I'm mostly right, but left is, it's promising now.
Awesome. That's great. Now, obviously, this is match, and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. The weight cap is 65 kgs, right? Yep. So coming down, right? You are the national champion for Canada at 70, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. And then I know we just talked about this a second ago, but you are flying out, I heard, tomorrow going to Worlds, right?
Yes, I am.
Very awesome. That is super exciting. So representing Canada once again, you're going to take home that gold?
I'm going to try my best. Be a little more confident with the experience that I gained last year.
Fantastic.
Awesome. So yeah, I guess in regards to your match left-handed, I know, like you said, it's not necessarily your dominant hand, but is there anything specific you're doing to prepare for your match with Ayane, seeing that, she's competed obviously on that world level and on other pay-per-views?
Probably my wrist and hand. I know she has very strong fingers. And I want to try to maybe max out my side, see how much side I can handle. Because I know she is very much side because she's like shorter. So she has a shorter bicep and a shorter forearm. So I kind of know what she's going to do. But because it's a super match, it's actually my first super match. I can kind of throw in a couple of options because I get to pull her more than once. So.
Yeah. Fantastic. So now, for the people who are home, watching, they may not have heard of you. I know a big thing that we are trying to do is obviously shine a massive light on women in the sport and female arm wrestling. So where did this start for you? How did you get into arm wrestling? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you're currently 21?
I'm 21.
21, so younger in the sport, right? How did you get into this?
My first competition was in 2018. And mostly my dad and my brother, kind of like family related, and I was always active and strong. WAL on YouTube. I was just really fascinated by it. We have a picnic table that we just put a couple of like thick blankets on, and we would like sit arm wrestle. Awesome. And then my dad got very into it. He actually built a table like before we ever entered a club or a tournament because he was just like that fascinated by it. And then as soon as I competed, somebody went up to us and said, "Your daughter's awesome. We got to get her to this club." So I trained with them Sunday morning, like 8 a.m. we'll leave 8 a.m. and then would start around 10:30 a.m. because it's a couple hours drive. And then I would practice with them every single week and just go to as many competitions as I could and kind of fell into the groove of arm wrestling at 16.
Awesome.
That's absolutely awesome. Very cool.
And you had mentioned WAL. Is there any like specific arm wrestlers that you like, I guess obviously in the female division that you kind of look up to? Obviously you're starting the height of, I feel like, arm wrestling, it being on like ESPN. Is there anyone that kind of sticks out in your head?
I love the Swedish team. They have the dominant like female arm wrestling team. Like Carolina and Victoria, they're like a little duo. And then Fia is also fascinating, and I look up to them a lot. So yeah, I met Petra. We competed right arm. I know her left arm is dominant, but we did enter a competition, and I got a couple pins on her. So I was like,
nice.
Took one for the team, Canada. Yeah. So females would be mostly Sweden, and then youth would be Turkey. They have a very strong female Turkish team. which I look up to as well, like the European training styles.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So have you started to kind of adopt some of their training styles for your own training?
Most definitely. My boyfriend, Miguel LeBlanc, is my coach, and he's coached by a European, and kind of like trickles down to me.
Stealing all the knowledge. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
very grateful for that.
I guess because you're planning to, you know, compete in Worlds soon, is there anything specific you did for that? I know like you're kind of dipping your toes into all different like high level kind of parts of the sport. You have the super match coming up. You competed in a round robin. Is there anything specific you do for like the tournament setting?
I do prefer tournaments.
Mhm.
I guess how I prepare for them is like I have a very strict training plan that's like 6 weeks ahead, so I know like the numbers I have to hit and kind of the exercises I'm going to do, and then I switch it up. I did a lot of more like general fitness, like deadlifting and bench, just to like build up the foundation. And then I really have like emphasized on wrist curls, specifically like double hand, like barbell wrist curls, which I wasn't really doing much last year, but not much has trained. I've just like visualized it a little more lately and kind of took it. Like I took it seriously last year, but I'm like taking it extra serious this year.
Nice.
Yeah, like I'm eating cleaner and my cut is going better. So I just feel overall a little more confident.
That's fantastic. And, you know, to be only 21 years old in this sport and competing at the level that you're competing at, you know, it's, I mean, the sky's the limit, right? You know, like when you see, you know, women like Gabby Vasconcelos or Sarah, you know, they're absolutely incredible, right? And they've been doing it for years. So I'm sure you'll be doing this for many, many years to come. Now, you said this is your first ever super match, correct?
I've had a couple like in the works, but then they fell down.
Okay.
Didn't go through.
Well, we're thrilled to have you, obviously. Now, is there some nerves that come along with it? I know you just mentioned you're excited that you can try some new things, but you know, what are your expectations? You know, like are you thinking it's gonna feel different in any way, or are you gonna prep mentally differently for this match?
Yeah, I'll definitely have to prep mentally. My endurance, I suppose, will have to stay up. So after I compete Worlds, I will have that like 2 or 3 week training block where I think I'm gonna do like kind of mimic a super match in like a training way or like practice to see like my breath and how much stamina I have, like, you know, if it goes up to 5 rounds, how well I'm going to be able to hold up on the 5th round.
Yeah, definitely. That's super important.
And it'll be, you know, I'm not going to pull up something on my back pocket I've never tried before.
She's going to King's move, Chris.
But it'll be my first experience.
She's going to be King's moving all night long. I know it's what's going to happen.
Well, actually, honestly, just hearing the way that you're prepping, it sounds very methodical, and you know, you're taking a very serious approach to it. Do you have like any specific like sports background? Like, were you previously like a powerlifter or anything? Like,
I was in judo. Yeah, so I was like 7 to 14, 15. I was pretty consistent in judo, and I've trained with kettlebells pretty much all my life. So like that, but not really like powerlifting. I actually don't really like working out that much.
Okay.
But like I do it, and then I know I'll feel better after the workout is done.
Oh yeah.
I've only ever recently started looking forward to training.
I think that's our problem, Chris. I think we sometimes enjoy the training more than we do the actual competition.
That's true.
But I like the competition rather than the training.
Oh yeah. I want to shout out real quick. We have some stars in the chat and on Instagram. I know Craig Toulier is live on our Instagram watching. Gabby is watching right now on Instagram as well. So what's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining in. We truly appreciate it. And of course, our regulars, James Clark is back in the house. Maria is here. Lucky is in. I mean, we got everybody coming in tonight, so we really, truly appreciate it. 217. That is absolutely awesome that they're joining live on our YouTube. But so training, like you said, it's not something you're super keen to, but you're getting more into it. Now let's talk a little bit about because I think it's a very important part of this match is, you're basically a 5 kilo ish cut. Where were you starting at, and how much do you have to lose to make weight for this match?
I'm sitting right now at 150.
Okay.
And I'm going to cut for Worlds. I'm going to compete at 65.
Okay.
And instead of just, making weight and then kind of not thinking about what I'm eating, because that's what I did last year. I made the weight and then I would just eat whatever I want. I'm going to make the weight, rehydrate, carb up for a competition. And then once I fly home, I might have one cheat meal for celebrating. But then I'm going to have to, again, maintain 150 and then cut back down to 43.
Very interesting.
I'm pretty not like experienced at it, but I did it last year and I made it perfectly, so I know I can do it.
Nice.
Yeah, I was, let's say like 2 months ago, I was not 150. So I've definitely been eating very clean and then getting more steps in and just making sure I'm maintaining that 150.
Now, do you find that your strength like comes down at all when you have to drop those few extra kilos, or do you?
No, because I'm just eating so clean.
Okay.
Like, even though I'm heavier, I don't feel as good because I'm not conscious of what I'm putting in my body as much. But when I'm cutting, I don't really feel that much of a strength decrease just because of like my healthy lifestyle.
All right. Well, one question we do ask everyone, and if you haven't, I implore you to, but are there any other matches that you saw on this card that maybe excited you, or that you were like, oh, I'm going to be there in person, I really want to watch that one?
I know there's that one guy that was on the Netflix Fit 100 thing, and he looked pretty, that surprised me as well, because you're flying people from a lot of countries.
Oh yeah.
Let me just refer to the Instagram page, all the cards.
No problem.
No, you're good. I was actually going to say, in terms of flying people over, obviously this isn't as far as you going all the way to like Kazakhstan or whatever to compete for Worlds, but Ayane is flying in from Japan and you are also flying in from Canada. How does that kind of play into like your prep? Obviously, cutting and not being, just down the street from where competing does play a little bit of a role there.
The fly, like having to fly over, I know it's only going to be like a couple of hours. It's not really going to affect me as much as I think it's going to affect her. Because I'm competing junior WAF and she's competing senior WAF, and there's a week difference recovery time. So when I compete and then I'm back home, I have like 3 weeks of recovery, and then she competes senior. So when she flies home, she has like 2 weeks to recover, and then she's going to have to fly in again to America. So like, I'm not saying it's going to be a huge like advantage on my end, but there is like little things I'm considering.
Yeah.
Hey, every little bit counts for sure.
Oh yeah. And that rehydration process is always crucial, right? Thankfully you'll have roughly a little less than 24 hours to rehydrate. We are starting, ladies and gentlemen, at 1 p.m. this time. So instead of starting at 5 in the afternoon, we will be starting at 1 p.m. But you'll be having your press conference at 5 p.m. the night before, weigh in, have your Snickers bars or protein bar, whatever you want, ready to go, rice and chicken, whatever is your fancy. So we'll be all set there. But did you have you said you were looking at the Instagram? Yeah,
I'm looking at the names on here. I've realized it was the only female card, so I get it's Plowman is pulling. I've met him. He was in he like flew down to Canada because the AWC Magda. We had like August 8 together with like a group of 15 people. That's interesting.
That'll be a good one. Oh, thank you. Jungwon Lee just gave us a super chat. We truly appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I'm assuming that's somebody you're saying.
Yeah, NOJW. Well, I love watching arm wrestling like in person because I've been to so many competitions. So I know I'm going to be pretty hyped for all these matches, even though I might not like personally be like the biggest fan. I'll be excited.
I mean, that's all that matters, right? You know, I think one of our biggest things is, you know, we just want to spread this sport to more people and have more eyes on it, because just as yourself, like, you know, your dad got into it, you started, you know, arm wrestling on a table outside, and now look, you're competing at Worlds. Like, it's one of those cool sports where anybody from any walk of life, right, can most likely has arm wrestled at some point in their life. And then if they just take a little small step, now all of a sudden they're competing, and then all of a sudden they're going to Worlds.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we're going to go to Worlds, Chris, but you know, I mean,
one day,
one day,
yeah.
one day.
Yeah, and I guess
they're holding it in Canada in 2027. They're trying to vote on that.
Oh, okay, Chris. 2027. That's 3 more years, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. And I guess like it's kind of interesting. So you know, you do compete at the world level at youth, but you know, when you competed at this round robin, you're essentially like the senior open class with some of the best in North America. How was that experience, like in terms of how you stack up? And I know, like, who did you end up pulling in that? I think there was Danielle that was also on our previous pay-per-view that was there. Merlene also from a previous pay-per-view. You know, how did you feel kind of gripping up with women at that high level?
I was so happy I was invited to that. Although the original card, like the list that they had, a lot of the girls like change of plans, they couldn't come, or they had different priorities. So the names kept changing, which kind of like, you know, it bummed out a little bit of the girls being like, thought there was going to be different people that showed up. But overall, I was very happy with my performance and where I placed. I know I pinned everyone I was supposed to pin, and then I, you know, lost to the people that I just had that mental block. A little bit of, you know, I had the match with Lee Aaron, and I was like, as soon as I was across the table from her, my mind totally changed. I wasn't as confident. I wasn't as, you know, sure of myself. And then, Danielle, I met her last year, 2 years ago, and she's so nice. I love her so much. She's so strong. And I gave her a hell of a fight in my match as well, but out of straps.
Yeah.
She has the side that just took me over. I think maybe next year if there's another round robin.
Yeah, for sure. Or a possible future Knuckles Up card.
Or maybe even at the Arnold Classic.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you had heard, we also are the host of the Arnold Classic this year.
Yeah, if you're free in March, we would love another female arm wrestler representing Canada in Columbus, Ohio. I'm just saying, mark your calendar.
Okay. It might be close to North Americans.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's in Costa Rica next year. If not, then again Mexico. It's usually around like the end of February, beginning of March.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll see. So
very cool.
Yeah, the round robin was very fun for me. And my brother also competed in the tournament, and so did Miguel. And it was just like overall a really good experience.
Yeah, I think didn't
Miguel have the top 6, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, especially that deep into it. And I think Miguel even pulled Lorray, right, in a super match.
Yeah, he had a super match, right-handed, I believe.
Yeah,
it was like he won that match, which was good.
Awesome. Cool. And I believe Miguel's also making his way down, right?
Yeah, he's coming to Moldova, and he's gonna come with me to the match.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool.
Very
the
cool.
Power couple coming in.
I love it. Well, you know, he'll just have to, maybe he'll get into the secret match, you know?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I don't know if you heard of that, Ursula. In our past pay-per-views, the athletes will kind of vote amongst themselves, and also our YouTube premium members, we're opening it up to them to vote between like essentially a match that only the people in person and our YouTube premium will be able to watch. So as soon as the pay-per-view is over, we cut the cameras, and it's a special match that could be between anyone. There's no weight class requirement, anything. Whoever wants to grow up is good to go.
Yep.
Is it like improvised matches?
Yeah, exactly. It's just something that we, on our first one, Jason Merlo, and who is it? Nicholas Nonestad. They were like, oh, we should pull left hand. And we're like, oh, well, maybe we'll see. And then we're like, you know what? They need an encore. And we changed the mood in the room, changed the lights, the way we filmed the whole thing, kind of like guerrilla style.
Okay.
And it hit off really, really well. So yeah, it's something definitely, like you said, as a fan, you'll definitely look forward to. But a quick shout out. The Ryan Bowen is in the house on Instagram, and Ray Romanowski and Valmir. What's up, guys? Thank you guys for joining. Murtala Azanov was in a little bit earlier.
Awesome.
previous Knuckles Up athlete. But yeah, we are super, super excited. And once again, which you don't know yet, because we haven't technically announced it to anybody, but other than the date, right, January 25th, Ursula will be Knuckles Up 5, and we are looking to have, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 to 4 women's matches on that card. It's something that, like we said earlier, is very important to us. I think it's also very important for the growth of the sport, right, Ursula? So have you seen over the past, let's say, so you said you started competing in 2018, correct? So over the past 6 years, have you seen like a decent amount of growth in women's arm wrestling?
Oh yeah, when I first started, it was just the same girl that I had to keep losing to, and the same girl I kept beating. But now it's my family and I hosted a tournament back in February, and there was 10 girls that showed up, all in one big class. And I was doing the brackets, so I didn't, I wasn't competing, but just like seeing that was like not a thing 6 years ago. And then now it's definitely grown. Like where I live, we have a little female group chat, and then there's like once a month, all the girls come together and have like their own practice poll.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I believe Lucky has also kind of started her own like podcast, which is pretty cool, which is I think the first of its kind, where it's like mainly female arm wrestlers kind of going and chat. And I think she's even doing one of our Arnold qualifiers is through her super match series that they're doing remotely. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Looks like you have a bunch of fans in chat here. One of our team members, Maria, can't wait to watch you pull. And I believe somebody up a few comments ago wanted to see Miguel at the next Knuckles Up. So we'll see if we can get him a match. Maybe he'll be in his party next time.
Yeah. What's Miguel's weight at now?
154, I think, right?
Is it 154?
No. He made 154 last year at Worlds.
Okay.
But I think I'm pretty sure he's done doing that. Right now,
we'll just call it a bulk. Yeah.
75, so 165.
Okay.
But like realistically, on a normal day where he's like not cutting or anything like that, he's like 80 kg.
Okay. All right. So he'll
70. He can make it than 80s, like the ballpark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Very, very cool. Well, yeah, we'll definitely have to. We'll pull him on the table on the side, and if he just absolutely annihilates us, which he will, we'll just have to have him on a Knuckles Up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good testament to who competes on our card. A lot of people will get a lot
Everyone
of matches.
would be able to compete on our card. No, just beat Will and Chris. And then well, there you go.
We actually have another star, Jocelyn Bryson from your neck of the woods, is also watching. So thank you for the support. Hopefully we can see her on a future card.
Yeah, definitely 100%. But as I had mentioned, for everybody who's watching, we are live with Ursula Askey. Yes, thank you very much. And she has a massive super match coming up on September 14th with Ayane Takenaka, left-handed super match, 65 kgs. Barrymore Film Center, Fort Lee, New Jersey, Knuckles Up 4. You can get your pay-per-view and your in-person tickets. They are live right now. Go to thehigh5aw.com and get those because they're going to go fast. It's going to be an absolutely amazing event. We're going to pack the room. And, of course, all of you guys watching at home are going to be in for a massive treat. Crazy card and a ton, and I mean a ton of absolutely amazing matches just like this one. But yes, guys, go to thehigh5aw.com and get those now. And of course, a thank you to all of our YouTube Premium members and everybody watching in at home. We are super, super excited about it. But before we finish up, we have a couple more segments. The first one here, Ursula, I want to give to you is, and we'll probably have to have your wife translate this for Ayane, but if you had a message that you wanted to give to Ayane, the floor is yours. Let her know what's coming to her.
I don't know. I want to say something about Canada. Well, like, don't. What's it called? I don't know. I haven't really ever thought about like sending her a message.
It can be a nice one. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a nice one.
Yeah, of course.
I look forward to meeting you. Let's please trade shirts.
That works. Fantastic.
I want to do a shirt exchange, and then also
very cool. That's awesome. That's all. It doesn't have to. When I ask people that, most of the times you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna come kill you." I'm like, "It's okay. We all love each other. We just,
Yeah.
get mad at the table. After that, everything is fine."
That's too funny.
That's absolutely incredible. Chris, did you have any other questions for her?
Yeah, actually, funny enough, Levi from Savage Arm Wrestling said he's gonna send that to her now. He's over in Japan.
Oh, very cool. Oh, and speaking of, we just had a chat on YouTube about bringing Elizabeth back, and Elizabeth is live watching on Instagram. So what is up, Elizabeth?
Yeah,
congratulations on your big win at the most recent East versus West in Florida. I heard there's been some drama going on Facebook, so we might just have to have Liz come back for Knuckles Up 5. I think we're gonna have to make that happen. But Elizabeth, shoot us a message. I think we should start planning that match sooner than later. But yes, they're all coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah. No,
Ursula, we got to have you on more often. I don't think I've ever seen this many female arm wrestlers on YouTube and on Instagram. This is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I guess the only question I had is I know obviously a lot of competitors say you don't want to look past the person right in front of you, but is there anyone that you aspire to want to compete against? Obviously you mentioned there's some losses that you took that you kind of understand what level you're at. Is there anyone kind of on that like hit list that you want to pull in the future?
Okay. Oh, my Wi-Fi went a little weird.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry, did you catch that?
Yeah, like internationally or in America?
Internationally, yeah. We fly them from all over, so you name them. Yeah.
There is one girl that I like. It's Engin's student, Nisa from Turkey. I'm like pretty in tune with whatever she's posting. And she's roughly around the same age as I am. She's a little older. Or is she older? I don't know. But not saying I would love to have a match with her. But I really like her as like a young female arm wrestler. Yeah. And then for America, like who I would actually like want to have a match with, I would love to have a match with Danielle. Because I just know she's so strong and I love her so much. And I want some sort of redemption from the last match, the round robin. Because I was just a hair away, I swear.
It was a really good match, like you said, outside the strap. I think, Danielle, I mean, we spoke with her. She's super strong. It's just the speed was what I think essentially got her with Nadia on the last card. So, but yeah,
Nadia is no joke too. But Ursula, thank you so much for joining on tonight. We truly appreciate it. I know everyone's schedules are always busy, but we really means a lot to us for you to come out and for the community to be able to, just hear from you, get to know you, and get excited about this match on September 14th. So thank you so much. We will see you in about 4 weeks?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
Roughly 4 weeks. So I normally would tell our competitors, eat up, fuel up.
Yeah.
But I'll say eat clean.
Yeah.
Do your cardio, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you later. Have a good night.
Thanks.
All right. And then also, while we're still live for one more second here, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you were live on YouTube, we love you all. We truly appreciate all of our premium members. Thank you so much. And of course, anybody who was commenting, we really appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe. And to everybody who is live on the Instagram, if you're not following us, you're wrong. If you're not sending this account to your friends, families, cousins, sisters, babies that are still in the womb, you are wrong, because the High Five Purple Wave is coming and you want to get on that surfboard and ride it all the way to town. So guys, it's going to be an amazing event. September 14th, Knuckles Up 4. You just heard from Ursula Askey, who's going to be playing left hand super match, 65 kg against Ayane Takenaka from Japan. So we have Canada versus Japan. Chris, I am super pumped about this match.
It's gonna be great.
I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. We also have Toshiyuki coming over as well from Japan. Going to be playing against Matarengi Hitamoris.
Man, you nailed that.
I know. I don't even know how I did that, guys. How did I do that? I don't know.
Practice.
Yeah, I'm just trying, And just guys, follow in. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, shoot us a DM. We also have the Arnold Classic coming up this year, so that's going to be a big planning. But I'm excited about this match, Chris.
Same.
I think she's taking it like super seriously.
Yeah, and I think it kind of shows that, again, we're not trying to just have foreigners come over and pull like Americans. We're trying to bring around the entire community, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's not us versus them. It's hey, I mean, the two matches you just mentioned aren't even from like this hemisphere.
No,
right? You have Hetsa Morris come from New Zealand, pulling somebody all the way from Japan, and then obviously Ursula's coming from Canada to pull somebody in Japan too. So it is pretty awesome how we can kind of bring the community together.
Yeah.
But thank you, Drew, for joining last second. You're always this guy is, I swear, he's on every single podcast.
I know. It's absolutely
I don't think
awesome.
people give him enough credit for that. But,
And then just, you know what, while we're on that subject, let's just run through the card just so everybody knows, right, how crazy this card is, right? Speaking of international, right? Ryan Bowen coming from Australia. Now, technically, even though he's a U.S. citizen, I believe he is, right?
Yeah.
Andre Shark, right? Originally from Russia.
Yep.
So you got a Russian-American pulling against an Australian. Then we got Robbie Russell, right? From, remind me, Tennessee?
Yep. Tennessee.
Yeah, Robbie Russell from Tennessee pulling Svetan Gashevsky, the master from Bulgaria. Going to be absolutely crazy match. And of course, Plemen Dimitrov versus Mario Tambakis from Australia, and Jordan Sanev versus Marcio Barbosa. Marcio Barbosa, of course, U.S. citizen for a very long time, proud of it, but originally from Brazil. So he's going to be pulling, and then Craig Tullier.
Yep.
Right. So this is one of our domestic matches. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not a domestic match. What am I saying, Chris?
It's not.
Craig Tullier versus James Wall coming over from Great Britain. So, yeah, if this isn't a crazy card, I don't know what is. And then I know I have at least one more match.
Yep. Yeah.
Jason Merlo versus Ju Minkyung, all the way from Korea. Did I miss anything, Chris?
No, you kind of hit them all nail on the head. We do have some special guests though outside of matches.
Oh, that is correct.
Big Laws, one of the prolific strongmen, going to be one of our commentators, as well as another legend of the sport. Don Underwood will be one of our commentators, with obviously the legend himself, Jake Ward, the Aussie arm wrestler. Yeah,
it's going to be absolutely crazy. So, guys, it is going to be a night full of incredible arm wrestling, as I said before, and I will finish with this. Number one, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're on Instagram, share this with your friends and family members. And, of course, go to thehigh5aw.com to get your in-person tickets and your pay-per-views now. Guys, we will see you September 14th at the Barrymore Film Center in Fort Lee, New Jersey for Knuckles Up 4. We appreciate all the love and support. Chris, I think that's it until next week.
Yes, that is correct.
Guys, we'll see you later. Have a good one.